Appreciate everybody coming out, and you know, I think the opening statement would be looking forward to practice today. Looking forward to you know, getting our kids back out there. I know this morning they had a great weight workout, and I know Coach Klein said they were excited to get back out there. So looking forward to that, putting it behind us and moving forward and getting ready for the next one. That's kind of how this profession works. So you got to have a short memory and go to work. So that's what we're doing. So with that, any questions?
Coach, how would you assess your offensive line at this point through 3 games? I mean, I know some guys are beat up. At the same time, are you happy with what you've seen? Are you upset?
Well, is that I think the oh, wait here a minute.
You guys want to come on in? We've already started, so.
That's okay.
Pretty good pizza, Jared.
Is it? You should have brought one up to share with me. I'd appreciated it. You're kind of selfish today. But back with the question on the offensive line, we're replacing a guy that was a very, very good player for us in Caleb Bach. And, you know, Foster Bush has gone in there and had about 3 games experience and so forth. You know, Josh Campion's gone from right tackle due to injury to left tackle. We moved Ben Lauer over, and Jonah Persick. Jonah Persick was hurt. So the continuity in the offensive line is so important. I thought they've done some good things, you know, through the first 3 games. However, you know, on Saturday, we didn't play good down the middle, you know, and that's including backs. You know, and you're protecting the quarterback, your backs are involved in that protection. And so we just didn't play, you know, on Saturday. And they had things to do with it, is that we knew what to do, but technically we didn't do as well as we should have, and that probably had to do with their speed and quickness of the game and so forth. But, you know, we can play better in the offensive line, but we got to play better offensively as a whole. But you look at us last year, things were a little bit different than what they are this year, because we're playing, you know, that 3rd game is a little bit different than, you know, playing TCU. Is that we know right now, you know, truly what we need to get fixed and where we're at because of the team we played. Because we haven't played anybody on defense like that, you know. So that's something that we can certainly learn from. But I don't think it's the offensive line. I think it's in whole what we need to do to get better. I said down the middle. That's the best way I can put it.
Jared, they're going to the 4-3 now with Robinson. I mean, even though you faced them last year, do you feel like this is going to be another new test in some ways?
Well, they're a 4-3 team, but in some ways they're not. You know, Coach Robinson, he'd been in the National Football League. He's been all over the place. Did a good job coming in, stepping in at Texas. They run 4-3, but you know, they'll line up in a lot of different variations. You know, they'll play bear. You know, 5 down linemen, they'll shift into that. They move their linebackers around. They'll bring somebody off the edge. They'll play a lot of cover 1, cover 3. Everybody's doing really, certainly in secondaries now. It don't matter if it's NFL, college football. There's a lot of man being played, you know, and bringing people to put pressure. So it's kind of the swing of college football, and so it's different in subtle ways, and in some ways it's the same. Because even yet last week in the 4-2-5, the nickel's down in there. You know, he's just a lighter guy, and he can do stuff in pass coverage and so forth. And they're very similar to that. You know, they'll play quite a bit of, you know, nickel and down and 3 linebackers. So, you know, pretty much a different way of doing it, but a lot of the same things.
So you said in the conference call that Mitch is going to practice today. Where's he at health-wise right now?
You know, as far as I know, I mean, just like last week, trainers, you know, said that just, you know, he's banged up and so forth, but said he'd be at full speed today. And, you know, we'll see. I can't tell you until we get out there, and but that's where we're at, and as far as I know.
Do you know, has he been able to run around a little bit since?
Yeah, he didn't. I think he did not break his toe, and you know, that's all I can say. He was moving around on Sunday, so I mean, whether it's full speed and those kind of things, all I can say about the trainer said he was running pretty well, and you know, no different than, you know, last week. You know, he basically got, you know, what they call turf toe, and but he's not swelled up, and they expect him to practice today. I just got out of the staff meeting this morning, and you know he's not in green or anything like that. Usually we can get him injured, so we'll see how he moves. He's not 100%. I mean, it's like anything else. We've never played somebody that's not 100% or, you know, by the trainer. And even so, sometimes I don't do it anyway because I want a full-speed player playing.
So you felt he was at 100% when you played him on Saturday?
Absolutely, ma'am. I would never play somebody that was 82.9. You know, I'm not going to risk a kid or a quarterback or anything like that. They've got to be cleared by the trainer, and I always tell the trainer, can you play full speed, because this is a full-speed game. And you can't have somebody that's, you know, certainly a quarterback not full speed. So, no, I don't know. I can't say if he was hurting or not. You know, so like I said, he's a tough kid. So, you know, I mean, you know, that's not an easy situation to play in. But if he's moving and doing what he needs to do, then that's where we're at. So.
Wolontarski obviously saw a higher frequency of snaps in this game. So how would you assess how he looked? Is he healthy?
Yep, he's healthy, and I thought, you know, at receiver-wise, we played much harder than we have all year, and you know, we got behind people, and we caught the ball. I think we did a good job there. I mean, I don't think there's a question. We got to do a better job protecting, and we got to do a better job throwing and catching it, or throwing it and getting on target. So I mean, that's a combination of pressure and setting in there and all those kind of things. But yeah, I thought that receiver-wise, that was certainly a plus.
When you watched Mitch on Saturday, it seemed like some of his best throws came in the third quarter. Would that be fair to say, like, you know?
Well, I think we had better protection. I mean, feel free, somebody go back there and set, and you got 7 bodies flying around you. It's not the easiest thing to do. And that, again, has to do with some of the athleticism that we've seen, and we didn't protect it. Then there was times we had protection, and we didn't put it on them. So, I mean, it's a combination of two things, and it's all got to work together. And then we have to do some things to get the ball out quicker. There's things we got to do. Everything that happened on Saturday had nothing to do with the kids. It had everything to do with me. I mean, I'm the guy that's accountable, or I'm the guy that puts them out there, and it's my job to make sure we take care of the quarterbacks. My job to make sure that, you know, we protect better. That's my job as a head coach. I got to do a better job.
Would you say the defense, I mean, they had 24 by middle of the second quarter, and they ended up at 30. I mean, playing with a short field and stuff.
5. Everybody can count to 5. And a punt return, they start on the 20-yard line. I don't give a darn how good your defense is. That ain't happening. You know, we played good enough on defense. If it was field position was different. You know, they made 2 great catches in the end zone. I mean, Jalen has all over them, and that one, he made one hand. I mean, they made 2 great catches, and so forth. But you cannot turn over the 5 turnovers and give them field position and win a football game. You know, we don't turn the ball over at all, we'll be in a football game. We'll be in a football game. But when you have 5 turnovers, that's most turnovers I can remember having as head coach. I can't remember, so it must be a while. And so you cannot win any football game doing that. So if you said, even with the talent that TCU had, all that stuff, you don't turn the ball over, you're in the game. And they had something to do with it, don't get me wrong. You know, their athleticism and speed and tip ball and, you know, fumbles and things. You just can't do them. I say that every week, I think, in here. And I talk to John, baseball coach, same thing. You know, have 3 or 4 errors in baseball, you're not going to win either. So can't make those kind of mistakes. You just can't do it. We have 5 this week. We get our butt beat again. Can't do it.
What do you see from their quarterback? I know it's just 2 games.
Well, you know, it's hard because it's 2 games, but you know, the tough thing about them, they're very, very well coached offensively, and I mean, they got, you know, you talk Coach Clays. I mean, they got formations all over the place. We'll have to do a great job of getting lined up and practice and preparing for, you know, all the formations they do. I mean, it ain't like 2 or 3. I mean, it's 80, 90. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you have to cover so you don't have mental errors. And, you know, we haven't had a lot of mental errors in the secondary and up front, really. We've had less mental errors than we had a year ago by far. And then we got some guys playing at a high level like Damian Wilson. So, you know, we just got to do a better job on the offensive side of the ball. And it's pretty simple. And not turn it over and play better.
When Roger came in on Saturday, it looked like he was pretty successful. What's the key to him just continue to improve?
We did a good job running the ball. We didn't pass protect very good. So, and none of us did. And you can ask Brandon Jacobs, call him up, and what happens if you don't pass protect. So you got to pass protect. There's a lot more than playing running back and just running the football. You run football all day, but you can't pass protect. It's hard to get on the field. So, and that's just not Roderick. We did not pass protect very well all the way around all the way around. So, and their athleticism had to be a part of that. No question about that. You go out there and pass protect, and you're one-on-one, and that guy goes. Hard to simulate that. So, got to set on the inside, make them beat you around the horn, and quarterback's got to step up. And everything we did was not knowing what to do and not being. Our kids were ready to play, excited, all that kind of stuff. Played hard. Our kids played hard. We just played with not efficient technique. And when you don't play with efficient technique, a team like that's going to expose you. And their speed exposed us.
Berkeley had the 3 carries, but is that part of it for him? He's got to get into the pass protection flow?
Shoulder knocked down. So, got a shoulder knocked down, both him and Donnell. So, they're practicing today. But I don't know, you can't watch Berkeley come off the back of the deal and doing like that. So, both of them got shoulders knocked down. It's hard to do those kind of things. So, hopefully we got to stay, you know, got to find a way to stay healthy. But that's not an excuse. I mean, there is no excuses. So, we just got to get the guys that are playing ready to play and still stay, you know, keep the ones that aren't healthy, try to get them healthy. Anything else?
Coach, is it frustrating that you're dealing with some injuries the first couple weeks of the season with some pretty important players?
Yeah, it's you know, it is, but you know, this is part of life in this business. You know, some days you don't have any turnovers, you have no injuries, you just things go your way, and that's great. Then there's other challenges and so forth, and sometimes the teams that are challenged the most end up being pretty darn good. You know, our kids were challenged a year ago because of me, and ended up being pretty good. And this is only the 3rd game of the year. So, but is it frustrating this early? Yeah, it's concern because of, you know, we're going into the Big Ten schedule, and you want to get, you know, guys that are 100%. You know, Zach Epping, you know, and is right now has got a ankle sprain. It's difficult for him. So, you know, he didn't practice much last week, but he's such a good player. We need him. Played well, but then he's still banged. So how much practice will he get this week? So those are the things that, you know, that concern you. And we got some kids like that. And, you know, if you don't feel good, it's hard to play good sometimes. And certainly when you're banged up like that. So, you know, we got to keep getting better and better with what we're going. We need Alex Keith back. You know, we're not going to get some back. We have 3 getting surgery today. You know, so some we won't get back. Well, the ones that are injured, we got to get them back because we need that depth right now.
Can we ask you who the 3 are?
Weiler, Isaiah Gentry, Rollis just had surgery. Who's the other one? Scott Epke is not ready to have surgery. He hadn't got his swelling out of his knee yet. And then Alex Mays having surgery on his shoulder. So that's today. That's Monday. or Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. So that's Tuesday.
Any
Go
questions for Coach? Go ahead. Sorry, is Gentry out for the year?
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. So we'll redshirt him, and get him better and be ready to proceed with him next year, you know. So, but I don't know if it's. I think it's the day. It's either day or Thursday. Maybe it's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is, but I know we're doing it. So, gotta understand. Don't win, don't sleep. gotta get better.